created a new series on the channel called Tech Continuum. And in this series, what I'll be doing is take snapshots of different point of time on the tech evolution timeline. Now, there will be times when I actually go back and look at specific old tech or old gadgets, and there will also be time when I actually spring forward in time and look at concept gadgets. And today we are going just a few years back on that timeline to meet the iPhone 5S again. And this phone, along with the iPhone 4, are my all-time iPhone design favorite, all time. This particular one is very dear to my heart because I remember that when it first came out, I just could not afford it. The feeling got so sweet after a good amount of grinding. I was able to gather a little bit of money to pick up a used copy off of Craigslist. This is the phone that actually introduced Touch ID, which is a feature that I now miss more than ever on newer iPhones. And this was also when Apple first introduced the Lightning cable. Also, the 5 and the 5S is when Apple actually switched the headphone jack from being at the top of the phone to the bottom of the phone. Now let's talk design. You just have to love this very boxy shaped design. It's a very compact phone with a premium metal finish on the back here. It's also very well made, just like its predecessor, the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S. Although the iPhone 4 and the 4S definitely fell a lot more premium with that glass, in my opinion. This one is definitely light and it's a very simple phone. I remember that these were the times when iPhone users also felt like they were superior to people who own anything but iPhones, which actually makes you realize that Android has come a very long way, especially when it comes down to design and hardware quality. This phone has a 4-inch Retina display, so it's pretty much the same as the XR, believe it or not. It's running on an A7 chip. It packs about 1,568 milliamp hour battery, which in today's standard is pretty tiny. And I have to admit, it's not like at the time it was also considered to be a huge battery. It's just that iOS had a very, very nice battery management strategy that would actually make the iPhone be a good competitor against phones that actually had large batteries. So this thing has 1 gig of RAM, and this particular unit has 32 gigs of storage. They had 3 models at the time, the 16 gigs, the 32, and the 64 gigs. As I may have mentioned already, software performance on this phone was just top notch. And I believe this thing can still run all the way up to iOS 12. Navigation was pretty smooth, and of course Touch ID was just relatively fast. There is also an 8 megapixel camera, which at the time took pictures that were considered to be pretty good. You could also film in 1080p, and the camera was pretty fast. Now the question comes down to, would I use this as my daily driver? The short answer to that would be no, because of first, the size and quite a few other things. Now the size, because I have huge hands and I've gotten so used to using larger phones, and large phones honestly suit me better. So it'd be way too tough for me to readapt to this size. And as I said, there are other things that would stop me from using this as my daily driver, you know, whether speed or quality of the camera and things like that. Otherwise, I think it's still a decent phone, which could play a good role as a backup phone for some people. But hey, that's just my take. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you'd like for me to continue making videos like this one, please put that down in the comment section so we can kind of have that back and forth. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.